And they're off. Runners are sent on their way for the JCB Fred Archer Stakes. They're racing over 1.5 miles for this listed contest. Blue with the white cap, Kimari shows up handily early on, disputing with Crystal Delight in the dark blue and pink as they get to the end of the opening furlong. 2 lengths away to King of Conquest in the all royal blue. He's matching strides with the filly Verbier, the black and white silks to the inner under Richard Kingscote. A further 1.5 away to the white and red of Deauville Legend out the back there with a Merrick under Jack Mitchell. So on towards that corner, the right-handed bend that will take them into the top of the home straight here on the Bunbury Mile. Crystal Delight, he's 2 out of 2 since joining Harry Eustace with those wins at Epsom and York this season. Led them towards the top of the home run under Jim Crowley by a length. Over in second, Kimari. He's got a good record in this contest. Runner-up in it 2 years ago and won it last year. They're getting away from the others at the moment. Verbier is back in third, as many as 4 lengths behind the second horse. Another 1 length away to King of Conquest. Looking to back up his win from Goodwood last time in the Tapster Stakes. Deauville Legend is next under Tom Marquand. And Emerick is at the rear of the field, still being held up by Jack Mitchell. Up top, it's Kimari and Dougie Costello, who now hold the lead over Crystal Delight as they make their way up the home run and inside the final 3 parts of a mile. Kimari from Crystal Delight, 2.5 lengths away to Verbier, who's racing there back in third. Behind those, King of Conquest to the outer, Deauville Legend close up behind, and then Emerick. On they go inside the final 3.5 now. It's Kimari. Kimari at what looks a steady tempo at the moment, leading from Crystal Delight. Wider out King of Conquest. Verbier trying to go in up and amongst them here. Then Deauville Legend is still held together, now moving more towards the stand side. And Merrick is caught out widest of all as they line up across the track, heading inside the final 1/4 mile. Crystal Delight drops away, so too Kimari as we get to the business end. And the inside here, it's King of Conquest and Deauville Legend a bit wider out. Merrick, and then came Verbier racing inside the last. It's King of Conquest and William Buick. Merrick, Jack Mitchell to the far side. King of Conquest and Merrick, a great finisher in the Fred Archer. It's King of Conquest and Merrick. King of Conquest has won the Fred Archer Stakes. Has beaten Merrick. Deauville Legend in third. A long way clear from Verbier, who in turn was well clear from Crystal Delight and Kimari.
Charlie Appleby has just seen King of Conquest justify favouritism in the Fred Archer Stakes. Charlie, well-run race, helped by Kimari. Is that what King of Conquest needs?
Yeah, I mean, when I say he needs that, I mean, you're never comfortable watching a horse because he's always behind the bridle, but he needs a gallop. Because when we ran in at the Craven meeting, unfortunately, it became a tactical run affair, and that doesn't work for him. He's an honest horse, and just likes to go a gallop and give him a target.
And in terms of what you might be able to do with him now, could you take him abroad, or are you going to leave him here?
I'll probably leave him here, to be fair, Nick. We've spoken about Australia and those foreign trips before with him, but like I say, he hasn't got that tactical pace. You say you've got to be able to travel around those flat, sharper tracks, and the one thing we can see, he doesn't. He's always behind the bridle, so he makes life slightly harder work for himself, but he enjoys it that way as well. So I said to Will, do you want any stronger headgear on? He says no, he's happy with the cheap piece he's got on, and I'm happy he's giving me everything. So as respects to what will our targets be, probably give him a little bit of a break now. I mean, to be fair, he's been on the go. He's a jack of all trades, as they say. He's been leading horses and running his own races as well.
Good horse to have around, isn't it?
100%, yeah, you wouldn't mind half a dozen like him. But we'll give him a bit of a break now. And toy whether if there's the right race to maybe step him up to the Mile and Sticks. All evidence suggests he should appreciate stepping up in trip, but no immediate targets.
I'm grateful for you reminding me that you were in action at Churchill Downs this evening. I've completely forgotten with whom.
So tonight we've got Ottoman Fleet running in the Wisdan. Obviously won the trial into the Wisdan there, the Arlington as it's called, and he's in good order. Small field, but it's a competitive field. But if he repeats the performance of last time, he'd be bang there again.
Fantastic. And as regards the whole string that's out there, I suppose Master of the Seas will be one of the most high profile, wouldn't he? Is he still on course for the 4-star Dave?
Yep, Master of the Seas on the target for that. So we've got 2 runners next weekend in the Belmont Oaks and Derby, Cinderella's Dream and Legend of Time. Measured Time stayed out there, obviously, last
He's very good the other day.
Yeah, he was. And we're toying we might just step him up to the 1.5 and go for the sword dancer, sorry.
Is he going to be your Breeders' Cup turf horse?
Well, I think after the sword dance we'll be a lot wiser, but that's the reason why we want to step them up to the mile and a half there. But you can't beat the experience that they're gaining over there if they are going to be potentially Breeders' Cup horses.
And I presume his big brother Rebels Romance will have something to say about that, won't he?
For sure, yeah. But he's in great order. You know, we might we've put him in the King George, and we'll keep a good close eye on the King George. But as we know, Rebels will always be on his travels. He gets bored staying at home for
But
too
not
long.
impossible he turns up at Ascot.
Not impossible. No, he's in great order. So yeah, so it's a race that, like I say, we made the entry for it for a reason. That needless to say, he doesn't look out of place. And we've watched how the races have been developing over that trip, and know that, that's level. And we feel that if he's right, then we'll take a good, strong look at it.
Spoke to Will Buick at Carlisle the other day. He said notable speech seems fine, and everyone's scratching their head really as to what went on in the St James's Palace. Are you any the wiser?
Unfortunately not, no. I mean, but in some ways, unfortunately not. Look, thankfully there's nothing there that we have to try and fix in respects apart from getting the form back on track. But himself, no, he came out the race fine. You just got to put a line for it, Nick. So one of those sort of races, unfortunately, he just didn't turn up.
Now, he'd had 3 fairly quick runs into the Guineas and went there absolutely firing, and then obviously he's had a little bit more of a break between the Guineas and the St James's Palace. Now, Charlie, I'm not saying you hadn't got him fit enough for the route for Royal Ascot, but is there any sense, do you think, that he was just a bit rusty?
I mean, it was one of those races. They didn't go a great gallop. We rode the race as we always have done with him. We've dropped him in there, But when he's stepping up against the calibre of horse he's racing against now, it was always going to make it slightly harder work for him. But to be honest, we were beat too far out to really make any excuses like that.
He wasn't really going on at the finish, was
no,
he?
he didn't go through the line at all. So I can't really give any more sort of enlightenment than what I'm just saying, really. There was nothing untoward afterwards. We've done every vetting that you can imagine to try and find an issue, and there isn't one there. So hopefully we'll just put a line and we'll head towards the Sussex, and hopefully we'll enjoy a rematch with the winner and take nothing away from the winner. Look, he's been ultra consistent, and full credit to Richard Hannon and all his team.
What about Noble Dynasty coming up?
In great order. Ground will be tight enough for him, but he's in great order and he loves coming up the road.
All right, cheers.
Brilliant, thanks, Nick.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.